Welcome back. It's been nearly 16 months since most of us have been abroad, and for many, the thought of finally travelling again can seem a little daunting.
Joining us now with some helpful websites and apps that should make your trip feel a little more organised is tech editor with the Irish Daily Star and Mirror, Mark Kavanagh. Good morning to you, Mark.
How are you, Mark?
Good morning. How are you guys?
Good to see you.
You've got some handy apps and websites and stuff here for us if we are lucky enough to be planning a trip abroad, Mark.
Yeah, hopefully these will be helpful to help people plan their holiday, book their holiday and get the most out of it when they get to their destination.
And
Okay,
it's
so
safe to do so.
The first port of call, I suppose, is flights. So what do you recommend that we do app-wise for flights?
Skyscanner is the best app for flights. It just, you know, there's lots of different options here, but Skyscanner will consistently give you the cheapest flights. And the cheapest isn't always the most beneficial to you, so you can also search for the fastest flight and the best flight. But it really is the best app. It's great for multi-city trips as well. You can put in up to 6 destinations, and it'll give you the best options for all
Cheapest, as you said,
routes.
is not always the best because it might mean 3 stops and 4 days to get there.
Exactly, and the distance from the city and all that in terms of transfers.
But you can tailor your search, so you'll
You
find
can,
what you
yeah.
want.
It's a really good app and really
That's
easy
a real
to use.
time saver though, isn't it? Because, you know, pre this, we would have been searching various different airlines, trying to compare, and it can be tricky, you know, when you're trying to compare them all.
It sure can, yeah. It's a big time saver.
So the flights are booked. Now we need a hotel. Where are we going?
So there's 3 options here. Booking.com is my personal favourite, just by the range for every budget imaginable and every destination imaginable, and not just hotel rooms. You can get hostels and apartments in there too. And it's got a much wider range of hotels where you can book deposit free and also cancellation free. So you can cancel up to say a week before, or sometimes even the day before, without having to pay a fee, which is, things happen and sometimes you have to cancel.
And they often have much better rates than the actual hotel website themselves, don't they?
They do, yeah, because I suppose they carry so many rooms from
the purchasing power,
of hotels.
Kayak's another good one.
Kayak is another good one. It's similar to Skyscanner. It's great for planning long-term trips. They do some really good deals on there as well. And if you're an adventurous holiday maker, Kayak Explore is worth looking at. You can put in, say, for example, next summer, August 2022, when you want to travel, a budget of whatever, €2,000, €4,000, and it'll display a map with lots of different prices and destinations you probably thought of never going to.
Or I'll never be able to afford to get there or something, You know what I mean?
Yeah,
but now they might be
true.
doable because of flights.
Yeah.
Excellent. A hotel tonight?
Yeah, that's just one for a last minute. You might be on a business trip and you need to spend an extra night in a city. Hotel tonight is, it doesn't cover the vast range that Booking.com or a service like that does, but in 1,700 cities worldwide, it does offer some last minute great deals.
Is that an app, Mark, or a website?
It's an app.
It's an app. Hotel Tonight. I hadn't heard of that. Okay, that's handy.
Me.
Okay, best for packing help. This is a new one on me. Packpoint.
If you're an infrequent traveller, for example, say a couple of families might be going away together on a camping holiday in France and they don't travel very often, they might want to know, well, what are we going to pack? So Packpoint, all of the apps this morning, by the way, are free, but Packpoint, to get the most out of it, go for the Pro option. It's $249 on Android and $349 on iPhone. And what you can do is you can put in, say, we're going to France on such and such a date, put in the duration of your stay, and then add in any of the activities that you and your fellow travellers might be engaging in, whether hiking or swimming or going exploring with your family. And it will then print out a custom list for you. And you can share.
That's genius, isn't it?
You can share it with all the other travellers in your group.
That's very clever.
That's a good demo on screen now.
And
work
again,
socks,
you tailor.
work belt.
Yeah, that's very clever. So
Depending
you've no
on the
excuse
nature of your trip.
You've no excuse when you get there and you go, did you bring the adapter for this plug?
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, it was on the list.
Did you bring the mosquito spray?
Packpoint, and there is, as you say, a pro version. It's a couple of quid if you want to buy that.
That worked good.
Right, so we've arrived. We're in where we're going. Now we need to get around the place. So navigation apps.
The 2 obvious ones here, and they're hard to beat, are Google Maps and Apple Maps. Apple Maps had a bit of a bad rep when it first launched, but in the last couple of years, it's come on leaps and bounds. In the US now, more people use Apple Maps than Google Maps. In Ireland, Google is still the more preferable. But for trips, say, to big cities like Berlin, London, Barcelona and Paris, there's an app called City Mapper that I would highly recommend. It just has much more in-depth and accurate information for public transport of every type, and also really accurate pricing as well.
So public transport is included in City Mapper?
Yeah, there's basic public transport on Google Maps and Apple Maps, but City Mapper tends to go, includes everything like trams and ferries, cycling routes, walking routes, e-scooters, if that's applicable in the city areas.
Do you pay for that, Mark?
No, that's free as well.
That's free, okay. Now, the one that I think is my ultimate go-to travel app or website, TripAdvisor. I think it's brilliant.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to argue with it. There's hundreds of millions of reviews and comments on it. The reviews are open to abuse, you got to bear that in mind. But in general, it is a good barometer of why an attraction or a pub or a restaurant is popular.
But even if you're standing outside a cafe or a restaurant abroad, and literally just tap it into TripAdvisor, and it just gives you a very quick picture of somewhere, doesn't it?
Yeah, it sure does. Yeah, it's hard to beat.
Okay, so we're at the restaurant and we pick up the menu and we don't know what it says. So you've got a gizmo, translation apps.
There are two apps, Google Translate and Microsoft Translate. They're both excellent. Hard to fault either of them. They can convert text, they can convert images, translate them into your own language. But this takes it to the next level. These are Google Pixel Buds A-Series. I have these a couple of weeks now. They're not actually on sale yet. I looked at the Google website this morning and there's still a waiting list for them.
Really?
€99. They do all the usual stuff that earphones do. You can listen to your music. You can watch
a phone call.
Your favourite Ireland AM clips on the Virgin Media player. You'll get great audio quality.
Mark, you're on fire.
But when you are in a restaurant and say the waiter is Spanish and he doesn't speak any English, you tap the earbud and you say, help me speak Spanish. So you then say, what are the chef's specials today? And your phone will then translate that into Spanish for the waiter. And then his reply will be translated back into English in the buds for you.
Clever.
Excellent stuff.
That's
€99.
excellent.
€99.
And that comes with the earbuds.
That's integrated into the
I've
Google
seen
Pixel
people use
Buds.
that app where they hold it over the menu and the screen translates.
That's right, yes, the text.
That blew my mind when I saw that first. Let's talk about photo editing. We're going to try and get through these. So we've taken all the photographs. What do we use to edit?
Most of us now take lots of photos when we're away. So the Apple Photos app, if you've got an iPhone, is excellent for basic editing tools, and it's also got some pretty good pro features. Google Photos app is okay, but Google also owns an app called Snapseed. It's free and it has some really excellent pro grade features if you're someone that's comfortable with playing around with images.
Snapseed. Never heard of that
Never heard
either.
of that
And it's
either.
free.
It's free as well, yeah.
Brilliant. Best for banking, Revolut bank cards. I think we've all realised the benefit of that.
It depends on whether you have a credit card or a debit card. Not everyone brings away credit cards when they're abroad. So if you use an Irish debit card abroad, every time you make a contactless payment, you will get charged for it by your own bank. So that can mount up over a 1 week or a 2 week holiday. So the Revolut digital card is a good option to bring with you because you don't get charged. The transactions are all carried out in the currency of wherever you are going to.
Brilliant.
And if you tie it in with Android Pay and Apple Pay, it means you don't even have to bring your cards out. You can bring your phone or your watch out instead and pay for everything with your phone and your watch. The reason that's beneficial is it's safer because it means if your phone or your watch is stolen or lost when you're away, your bank details aren't on the device, and your card is safely back in the hotel safe.
You must be the ideal travel partner.
Yeah.
You must be a gift to go on holidays with. Mark, you got an awful lot in there. That's brilliant advice. Thanks for coming in.
Okay,
Appreciate
thank you.
that.
Thank you, Mark.